Hey, it's Adrian. Today I'm taking a look at these KVIDIO Bluetooth headphones which have active noise cancellation. So in another video I did review the previous model of these, which are right here, and these are also Bluetooth headphones, but they didn't have ANC. They did have great sound and battery life. However, with these ones you have ANC plus all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare both of these and you can decide if it's worth the upgrade from the previous model for you, or if you're looking for brand new headphones with ANC and excellent battery life, you can decide if these are worth it for you. So let's get started. In the package we have the headphones, Type-C charging cable, 3.5mm audio jack, and manual. Alright, design-wise you can see that the new version does look different than the previous model. So right away, right off the bat, you can see that the ear cup padding is a bit more plush than on the previous version. Now, looking at the overall design, so it's the same swivel type of cup design. There's a little bit of a glossy finish here, but everywhere else is this type of matte plastic. Now the padding on the headband, it looks about the same as what's on the previous model as well. So you could see that these are marked right and left, and you can see on the older model, they look maybe a little bit wider than on the newer version. However, when I did wear them, I didn't feel like, any of the sides were pressing or touching my ear in any type of uncomfortable way. So it does look a little bit smaller, but it does feel more comfortable. For adjustability, same like the previous model, it seems to extend pretty much about the same amount as on the previous model. So these are good for, small to medium sized heads. If your head is a little bit wider, these could be a bit uncomfortable because, once you pull them out, the tendency to spring back in may apply a lot of pressure. So unlike the older version where the buttons were grouped fairly close together, on the new version, you could see that these buttons are spaced out a bit more, so it's easy to know which button you're pressing. Now you also have a 3.5mm headphone jack like was on the previous version, and this is great if you're using an older device that doesn't have Bluetooth, or if you run out of battery on these, that's a great option to have. You also have a Type-C charging port, microphone, and then a light to let you know about power status or pairing status. Now on the other ear cup, you have this new ANC switch. Hopefully, yep. So you have the ANC switch so you can turn it off or on, and then you also have a light to let you know that ANC is on. So yeah, overall in terms of design, it's a definite improvement, and I do prefer the look of the new version. Controls are the same as on the previous version, so a quick tap of the power button will let you pause or play a track. Pressing and holding will put it into Bluetooth pairing mode and also turns it on or off. So a quick tap of plus or minus will advance to the next track or go to the previous track, and a long press will change the volume up or down. Now I do wish it was reversed, so a quick tap would change volume up and down, and a long press would go to the next track or the previous track. In terms of specs, so these come with up to 80 hours of playtime, which is roughly 25 hours more than the previous model. Also comes with a handy carrying case, and the ANC blocks up to 95% of ambient noise. Now a full charge is going to be around 2.5 hours, but if you're in a pinch, you can do a quick charge where 5 minutes is going to give you 3 hours of playback. There's also 40mm dual drivers, and the range is 33 feet or 10 meters. Now the codecs are HFP, A2DP, AVRCP, and HSP. The maximum battery capacity is 950 milliamp hours, and the Bluetooth version is Bluetooth 5.3. The most important thing for me here is that this does have multi-point, and I'll get into that later. The new model also comes in at half of a pound, which is a slight increase from the older model, which has 0.44 pounds. All right, so let's talk sound, which is obviously the most important thing. So I didn't have a lot of expectations in terms of sound from the older model, and I can say that the sound is noticeably improved on here. I thought it might just be some design changes in the ANC, but with ANC on or off, the sound is definitely better on here. It's a bit more fuller sounding, a little bit more loud, and if I didn't have the previous models to compare, the previous models when I first reviewed them, I was still perfectly happy with the sound quality. But now that I've listened to the same song on both of these, it's noticeably improved on here. So bass wise, the bass is still excellent. It still gets plenty loud. They're not the loudest headphones that I've heard, but it's still sufficiently loud that if you have background noise or anything like that, you can drown it out even without ANC on, because of how good this seal is. And then obviously with ANC, that helps as well. So bass is great if you like to listen to a lot of bass. I like to listen to bass almost to the point where it kind of rattles the headphones. It doesn't get that loud or that bass heavy, but for most people, I suspect it's gonna be perfectly fine. The treble is also decent on here, but I think I have the same comment that I made on the previous ones, where I would have liked to see it tuned a little bit differently to just sound a bit more crisp. Like obviously when I'm listening to a bunch of songs, you know, it's not something that I'm saying, oh, I wish this song had more treble. But if I'm like mindfully listening and comparing to other earphones or earbuds that I've tried, I can definitely tell that, you know, I would like a little bit more treble. So if there was an option to have an app where I could change equalizers or create a custom equalizer, that would be good to see in a newer version. All right, let's talk about the ANC performance on these. So the ANC does do its job, but if you're buying these and you want ANC to be like the standout feature or the highlight of these, then, you know, you may find it a bit lacking. And I'm saying that because I've used other earphones, earbuds that are, you know, 4 or 5 times the price. So it's not really a fair comparison. But with some more sophisticated active noise cancellation, you know, they're way more aggressive, you know, they deal with, you know, many more frequencies, and you can even sometimes set, you know, how strong you want the active noise cancellation to be, like weak, medium, or strong. So these, I would say these are just good all around. But if you're trying to, you know, cancel out ambient or background noise in every single type of situation, you know, there's probably better options out there. And this is something where these could use a little bit more refinement. One thing I'm really happy that they improved on this version is that when you reach maximum volume, you know, there's no voiceover saying maximum volume. You just hear a beep to let you know that you've reached that, so it's much less invasive to the music listening experience. Now, you do still hear a voiceover when you turn ANC on or off, but if you're like me, once you have your headphones set up the way you want, you'll likely never hear it again. While using the headphone microphone for phone calls, the other parties reported that they could hear me clear enough. Overall though, I think most people are going to be plenty satisfied with the sound performance coming out of these, and I know I was really happy with the sound performance on the original version, and these definitely do improve on that. What I'd like to do now is to test for sound leakage, so my friend here is going to help. I'm going to hold the microphone about 12 inches away, and we're going to see what it sounds like at 100% volume, 75, and 50. So 100%. I can hear a little bit from where I am. 75. So I can hear the volume just slightly, but it's not really bothering me. At 50%, 50, 60, I can't hear anything. If I angle it, you can see there's a bit of a gap here, and that led to some sound leakage. There's much less of a noticeable gap, and that has helped tremendously with sound leakage. So sound leakage, I don't think you have to worry too much about it. It's a pretty good seal on the head, and it's definitely improved from the original version. In terms of comfort, these are actually really comfortable and a little bit more comfortable than the previous version. So I normally wear these for, I would say, 2 to 3 hours continuously with glasses on, so they're kind of pressing into the sides of the glasses, and they're still fine. When you're in a temperature controlled environment, you know, it's a great experience. However, if you're gonna be somewhere hot or you're in summer heat, you know, that seal obviously is gonna create, you know, heat and moisture in there. So something to be mindful of, but overall comfort is great. All right, let's talk battery life, and these things don't disappoint. In fact, they're some of the best battery life I've seen on any type of headphone. So rated for up to 80 hours. I didn't run them for a full 80 hours continuously to test that. And, you know, it would be hard to test because it's going to be dependent on how loud you listen to. Is it with the ANC on or off? But what I will say is from my testing, like I let it play overnight, you know, 12, 13 hours. And based on my estimations, I should end up at around 70 hours, maybe a little bit more. And I had the volume, I would say at around 60% with ANC turned on the whole time. Now, if you're in a pinch, a quick 5-minute charge is gonna get you about 3 hours of playback time, and then a full 2.5 hours will get you back to 100%. So I think for most people, these are week-long headphones. You can easily go a week without having to charge these. Obviously, that's gonna be dependent on how loud you listen to them and if you have ANC on. Now, for me, with the previous version, rated for 55 hours, I was getting easily over a week. With these, it's rated for 80 hours, so I'm probably gonna get closer to 2 weeks because I don't normally listen to them with ANC. So if you're looking for something with excellent battery life above all else, this is an excellent option for the price. So you can see on both of these phones, you see the headphone. So it's WH301A. It's connected on both for calls and audio, and it's at 60% battery. So I'm gonna jump into YouTube here and jump into YouTube here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play audio from this phone. But I was just always worried that the clickiness of the keys would be too much for me. So you can hear, I can hear the audio from this phone coming through on the earbuds. Now, if I go and I play on this phone, now this version that I got, it does say tap. So you can see I can seamlessly switch the audio output from either phone, or if you had a phone and a laptop, you can easily switch. So say I was listening to music on my laptop or desktop or this phone or tablet, and I had a call coming through, it would automatically route the call from the other device or my phone to the headphones. It's such a great feature to have. So can I recommend the new KVIDIO Bluetooth headphones with active noise cancellation? And it's an easy recommendation because they've taken the old version, which I loved, and improved every part of it. They're now a little bit more comfortable due to these plusher ear cups. The sound has also been improved. It does sound fuller and a little bit louder as well. Of course, you have ANC, which was not available on the previous version, and you now have amazing 80 hours of battery life. So for $50 US, you're getting great sound, ANC, and just amazing battery life. And it has multi-point connection as well. And I've tried way more expensive headphones, earphones than these, and they don't have such a basic function. So yeah, for $50, these are an excellent value. All right, guys, well, I hope this review was helpful. If you have any questions or if there's anything I missed, just leave it down in the comments down below. I really do my best to get back to everyone. And as always, if you found this review helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help me out a lot, and my friend here will appreciate it as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.